Hey everyone, and welcome. Now, if you're in Class 10, you're going to want to pay close attention for the next few minutes. We are breaking down one of the most important chapters for your exams, manufacturing industries. Let's make sure you're totally ready to ace it. It all kicks off with a super simple observation. Picture this, a student named Harish, during Diwali, looks around at all the lamps, the sweets, the new clothes, and just wonders, how is all this stuff made? Some of it in giant factories, some by hand. And that simple question, it's the key to unlocking how our entire economy works. All right, so here's the game plan for today. Think of it as our mission. First, we'll cover what manufacturing actually is. Then, we'll figure out why it's so incredibly important. After that, we'll break down the different types of industries. And finally, we'll look at a huge real-world example, Indian textiles. All right, first things first. Let's lock in the most basic idea. What are we even talking about when we say the word manufacturing? Okay, this right here, this is the key definition you absolutely have to lock in. See, it's not just about making things. It's about a total transformation. It's about taking something raw, maybe some iron ore or a bunch of cotton, and turning it into something way more valuable, like steel beams or a t-shirt. That whole process is what we call value addition. And this is a perfect way to picture that idea of a value chain. Just look at textiles. You start with the raw fiber, but at every single step, from spinning it to weaving it to dyeing it, the product gets more complex and, more importantly, more valuable. It keeps climbing that chain until, bam, you have a finished garment ready to be sold. Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. Why is this one sector seen as the pillar holding up an entire country's development? What makes it such a huge deal? This statement right here, it's straight from your textbook, and it's so powerful. You should definitely try to remember this one. Manufacturing isn't just a part of the economy. It is the backbone. It's what gives everything else the structure and the strength to grow. So how does it do that? Well, this slide breaks it down into some crystal clear points that are perfect for your exams. For one, it creates jobs outside of farming. It also makes tools that make farming way more efficient. And it allows a country to sell its products all over the world, bringing in that all-important foreign currency. And here's a really crucial point, so listen up. It's not like it's farms versus factories. They are totally dependent on each other. Industries need things like cotton and sugar from farms, right? And what do farms need? They need tools, fertilizers, and pumps made by, you guessed it, industries. They literally grow together. Awesome. So now that we've got the why down, let's jump into the what. How in the world do we organize and sort all these different industries? Think of this table as your ultimate cheat sheet for your exams. You can classify industries based on who owns them. Is it the government, like a public company, or is it a private one, like Tisco? You can also group them by what they use, raw materials from farms or from mines, or you can look at their main job. Basic industries like steel make stuff for other industries, while consumer industries make things like paper that we go out and buy ourselves. All right, let's take everything we've talked about and see how it works in the real world with a massive case study, India's textile industry. Okay, lock this date in your mind, 1854. India has an ancient history of incredible handloom weaving, but this year was a massive turning point. It's when the first successful, modern, machine-powered textile mill was set up in Mumbai. That really set the stage for industrial-scale production. Now, the Indian textile industry is in a really interesting spot. Its biggest strength? It's completely self-reliant. We do the whole shebang, from growing the fiber to making the final shirt. But there's a big weakness. We're fantastic at making high-quality yarn and selling it to other countries. The problem is, we don't weave enough of that amazing yarn into high-value fabric right here in India, and that's a huge opportunity for growth. So in the early days, you'd find most of this industry packed into one area, the cotton belt of Maharashtra and Gujarat. And why there? Was it just a coincidence? Absolutely not. That region had the perfect recipe for success. Tons of raw cotton, a huge market in Mumbai, great transport with ports for exporting, and even a moist climate, which was perfect for spinning thread without it breaking. So there you have it, a super quick but really solid overview of manufacturing industries. Getting these core ideas, the value chain, why it's so important for the economy, and the different classifications, that's exactly what you need to nail your exams. But what if you want to go deeper and make sure you're completely ready? But hey, if you want to really master this stuff and get that extra edge, A1 Institute is here to help.
We've got in-depth notes, expert guidance, and a whole support system to make sure you succeed. If you're serious about acing your exams, all the contact info, including our phone number, is right down there in the description.
And just to leave you with something to chew on, something that goes beyond the textbook, with all the new technology like automation and intense global competition, what do you think is the future of manufacturing in India? What's the next big thing? Hey, if this explainer helped you get a little more exam ready, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, share it with your friends, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. And to make sure you never miss our next explainer, click subscribe to the A1 Institute YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching.